Hi there. Welcome to Take Two Tuesday. Where are we? September 9th. Woo! We're moving along. How are you today? I hope all of you are having a fantastic Tuesday. Let's see who's here. A few of you. Jump in the chat. If you don't normally jump in the chat, please do. We want to hear from everybody. So I'm going to say hi to Carol, Shelby, and Damari. I see Leah, Gloria. Hi, everybody. Good to see you. Sylvie's here. Amanda, welcome. All of you. I hope you are doing well today. Let's see. Last week we had some technical difficulties here, so let me know if the stream looks okay today. Last week we had some problems with it was all fuzzy and blurry, and I had to restart it. This time, hi Gloria, my friend from Milwaukee. This time I restarted everything before we did this, so hopefully it's all good. But let me know. I just want to hear from you. We have a busy and fun day here planned. We have some dies to look at from about 4 years past. Some of them are, what are we looking at? We'll have a real cool, intricate one. We'll have something that's kind of Thanksgiving related. And then, I have some sneak peeks for you today too. You're not going to want to miss out. So you're going to have to really be paying attention. You don't want to miss the sneak peeks. We're going to talk about... we'll do our good news devotion. It's from James chapter 5, and there's a verse talking about prayer and confessing to God and how that all works together. We're going to talk about that. That'll be our good news segment at the end. We have a crossword puzzle, a mini crossword puzzle to do today, and I bet you guys will be really good at that. There's some days I do this little crossword puzzle just for fun, and some days I get it all boom, 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 and then there's some days I'm just stumped. So I'll need your help probably today. Let's see. Yeah, so let's just get going. In the chat, this is for fun. Make sure you answer. When you go to your favorite restaurant, what is it that you order? When you go to your favorite restaurant, what is it that you order? Add that in the chat. This is just for fun, our icebreaker. I want to get everybody involved. If you are watching later, at a later time, you can still answer this question. Ooh, I lost a piece here. You can still answer this question down in the comment section below. And I do want to hear from everybody. If you have a prayer request, you can put that in the comment section down below. If you have a comment about this video, anything you want to add into our comment section, we love to hear. If you're just saying, I'm watching at a later time, watching replay, that's good. We just want to hear from you. It helps us to get more notice on YouTube. So I'm trying to think my favorite restaurant. Well, one of my favorites, I don't know if you guys have them where you live. We have In-N-Out hamburgers out here, and it's just like fast food place. But when I go there, I like to order a double. And Stephanie has taught me, instead of getting the chopped up real fine grilled onions, you can get a whole grilled onion. So I will do that, and they have really good hamburgers. So if you haven't been to an In-N-Out, you want to try that sometime. If you're in California, I think they have California, Arizona, Nevada, Texas, Utah. I think those are the states, but I hear they're moving to the East Coast. So you might have a chance to check out In-N-Out. It's not super spectacular, crazy, like amazing, but for some reason it's really good. They do, it's consistent, high quality. So I should have my In-N-Out t-shirt on right now, right? I'm plugging them. So let's see what you guys said. I said a double cheeseburger with a big grilled onion. Let's see who else. Let's see. Gail was here, but she's got to go back to work. Sorry, Gail, you have to work. It's terrible. Summer vacation is over. Let's see. Rochelle says smothered burrito. Ooh, that sounds good. Damar says it depends, but the first thing I would order is a strawberry lemonade. That is a good way. That's a good way to start. I delight in salad, says Carol. And Sylvie says chicken fried steak and mashed potatoes. That sounds good. Do you guys have Texas Roadhouse? Do you have a Texas Roadhouse in your area? They have good chicken fried steak and also chicken fried chicken, I think they called it, which is like chicken fried steak, but using chicken. Very good. They have good gravy. Bonnie says ham, egg, foo young. Now, I think that's like a soup, right? Sherry Rose says eggplant parmesan or Greek pizza. Gloria says shrimp, egg, foo young, with white rice. Karen says a Reuben sandwich at Culver's. Awesome. Amanda likes onion rings. Great. Shelby says if it's early in the morning, eggs Benedict. Later on, artichoke dip. Those are both good. Shelby, yes. Damar, you did not care for it. Well, I guess everybody has their own taste, but here in Southern California, we love In-N-Out. Sylvie says, yes, she has a, Texas Roadhouse is expensive, huh? Red Lobster and shrimp, says Don. Trying to think that, like, if you get the chicken fried items, they're usually around $15 at Texas Roadhouse, which is not bad. But the key is you get a lot of rolls at the beginning with the butter and you just fill up on those and you just keep eating them and drinking Diet Coke. And then about half of your meal or 2/3 of your meal, like I would get the green beans and the salad and the chicken fried steak, I'll take it home and heat it up later. So there's a trick. If you go to like a Mexican place where they give you lots of chip, just fill up on the chips. If you go to Texas Roadhouse, fill up on the rolls with the butter. You can't beat those. And then what else? Like Olive Garden breadsticks. That's the way to go. Breadsticks and salad. And then you can take your whole meal home. Almost. There you go. See? Sylvie says she'd rather buy crafting products from the Stamps of Life. That's nice of you, Sylvie. Okay, let's see. Let's get rolling. Last week we had a new club set come out, but I don't think I really showed it to you. I don't think I had it with me, guys. So let me show you. This is the Charming Christmas. It shipped last Monday, which was a holiday. So really it didn't kind of get moving. I think I talked about it, but I didn't have the items with me. I don't think. My memory is really bad. And I should put up, if you guys don't know, my name's Ken. I'm here at the Stamps of Life. We are in Orange County, California. I've been yakking and I forgot to tell you who I am or what we do. We're a stamping, card making, crafting company, and we have been in business since 2009. I am one of the owners here along with my wife, Stephanie. She's the designer and the real face of the company. But we do this episode about once a week on Tuesdays, called Take Two Tuesday. And what we do is we go back in time and we look at some items from the Stamps of Life from the past. And some of you have these items already, and some of you for the first time, this is your first time seeing them. So we're showing off some things from the past, maybe that you're not familiar with. Now, if you already have these items, we do this to remind you that you want to use them, okay? So it's kind of a review, but again, for a lot of you, it's kind of new because you've either forgotten about it or you're new to us and you've just never seen us, all right? So we do this once a week, and we gather together, we hang out, we'll do a little bit of crafting, a little bit of games sometimes we do fun facts, we learn some stuff, and we have our Bible devotional at the end. So we kind of loop it all together, and we usually have fun. That is the main thing. We just want to have a fun, good time here. So it's usually an hour and a half, right around there. I would like it to be a little bit closer to an hour, but I think some days I yak or some days I'm just too slow on crafting. Okay, anyway, back to our items. This is the Charming Christmas stamp set. If you are in the Die Hard Club or Stamp Club, this was shipped out last Monday/Tuesday, so it's on its way to you. If Die Hard Club members, you get the dies along with it. This would all be shipped to you, okay? This is a great new collection, perfect for Christmas. And if you've been around a while, if you have some of the other Christmas items from the Stamps of Life, this will coordinate with a lot of those things. So check it out. You can join the club on the stampsoflife.com. Let me see if I have a banner that says anything like that. I have information about our Fold It Club. Oh, I can do this one. So the Stamp Club starts at just $13.99. Okay, $13.99. You can be a club member. You earn club points. You get a club discount on our website, which is 15% off all the time when you shop with us. So it's like you get something on sale every time you go on the Stamps of Life website. You get a couple free gifts when you join the club. And every once in a while, we send out freebies or fun stuff like that. Speaking of that, our next club shipment, this is a sneak peek, you guys, but you can't tell anybody else that I showed this, okay? So this is our secret. Okay, so if you are watching Take Two's Tuesday, this is like an exclusive sneak peek. Next Monday, our new card kit is coming out. Okay, our new card kit is coming out, and they usually coordinate with the monthly Die Hard Club and Stamp Club shipment. So I'm going to show you I have something here. I'm going to show you a sneak peek. Okay, but don't tell who. Don't tell anybody else because I don't want to get in trouble. Oh, I don't even have my camera set up. Give me 1 second. Nobody's going to get a sneak peek unless this camera is set up. So let me get that ready. And hopefully it works. I thought I had everything set up here, but apparently I forgot something. And okay, here we go. Sneak peek just for our special Take Two Tuesday people. Here we go. Okay, if you are a Card Kit Club member, here's your sneak peek. And I do have something else I'm going to show you today that has a sneak peek, but this has to do with the card kit, okay? So here we go. A little sneak peek. Don't tell anybody else though, okay? Coming in the September card kit coming up. That is one of the items. That is one of the items coming out to Card Kit Club members. I won't say anything, but it's there. So you got a little sneak peek. So maybe that, just for watching Take Two Tuesday, maybe it was worth it, all just for that. But I will have some other sneak peeks to show you coming up too, okay? Coming up, there's an item that has some sneak peek because this item is from the past, but we have added something new to it. So I'm going to show you that too. And in that sneak peek, when we get to it, I actually don't even know when it's going to go on sale, but I do know it's a sneak peek, okay? All right, we did our club stuff. I told you about the, what else? Our Fold It Club is still shipping. Don't miss out on that. It's fun. It's the Christmas lights. I think I have a picture of that one. If you don't know about our Fold It Club, it's a shape card club. So what you get is the die set right there. The Fold It Club gets the dies. That makes a card, and then your idea card and stencils. So that is another one of our clubs. We have 4 different clubs to choose from. If you want to go just jump in with the $13.99 just stamp club, you can upgrade it, add the dies, and then we also have the Card Kit Club and the Fold It Club. All the information for these are on the Stamps of Life website. When you go to the stampsoflife.com, up at the top of the page, it says join the club, and you can do that, okay? And all the information too about the club is there. I see some of you like those, so that's good. And remember, it's our secret. So when we go to Crafting Corner on Thursday, now remember on Thursdays we have a Crafting Corner. Nobody's allowed to tell Stephanie that they saw a sneak peek on Take Two Tuesday, okay? You're not allowed to say, because she'll probably throw something at me. And you don't want that to happen to me, right? You don't want her throwing stuff at me. Okay, so it's our secret. Let's see, what else was I going to say? We have, no, where are we? Oh, I told you about the club. That's shipping. Crafting Corner will be Thursday, okay, Thursday. Let me get rid of that name there. Crafting Corner will be Thursday. What else? We have, our store day. We're getting closer. I don't hear anybody saying they're coming, but we're hoping we'll have a good crowd. Now, I know a lot of you live far away, so you're off the hook if you are. But if you're on the West Coast, Southern California area, Saturday, October 18th, which is, I think, from this Saturday, I think it's 4 weeks. So we're about a month away from that. Stephanie will be here. We'll demo, hang out, we'll have some fun. What else? I think, don't hold me accountable on this, but I think there's going to be a club reveal with Stephanie on Sunday night, the 14th. I'll try to get her to commit to that. We'll try our best, okay? So that kind of gives you a rundown of what's going on here. Let's go ahead and get started. Let's get started. Our first item, what are we going to do? We're going to make sure I have these all set here. Yes, we have done some doilies in the past. This one is doily number 4. Doily number 4. And of course, they never look like much, but when you see my samples and when you see what we have on the website, I think you're going to really like this. And all the doilies, they're a little bit different, so there might be a design that's just for you. This one is from, let me get that on there, July of 2021. So just a little over 4 years ago. You might have it. If you have it, there's going to be some ideas on ways that you can use it here. Okay, let me show you the samples that I have with me. Let's check those out. Now, I might have to move my camera back. Of course, that card's too big. Let's start off with some of these smaller ones. This one says happy. And what I noticed on what our designers did with all of these cards today was that they added an extra sentiment or some extra artwork to them, and it really makes a big difference. Okay, so to give you some ideas, there was the little cactus, like a succulent type, and here we go. We've got a, see if I can get that a little bit closer so you can see. We got a little butterfly on this one, and look at those nice bows and just a few different colors, shades of different colors there, and some pattern paper. It all looks really nice. Alfie, if you're working at your church on Sunday night, or if that would be fun, or at your charity group, but you can always catch the replay with Stephanie. It gets recorded, okay? So don't worry, you won't miss anything on Sunday night. Do what you're doing. That's more important. Perfect pair, it says, and there's a couple pairs on there. And wonder it, this one says, and it's got some fun foil there for the background. I was looking for some foil around here. Believe it or not, I could not find any. I kept looking and looking. I couldn't find any foil papers. So whatever I've been using, I've used it all up. And then this one says happy everything. And it's got a nice mix of colors and pattern paper there. So you've got that one. And one more, and I got to scoot back because those were all A2 size cards. This one is a 5x7, and it says happy birthday. But did you notice every one of them had a little something extra on the doily? They either added some artwork or a sentiment. And so maybe we're going to try that today. This one, same thing. We've got some flowers on there and a sentiment. So lots of fun stuff there. Lots of fun stuff. I just didn't realize. I just kept thinking, what am I going to do with this doily? What am I going to do with this doily? But it's intricate enough just by itself as a design. But when you add something to layer on top of it, it really looks extra nice. Okay. Let's go ahead and check out the website. And I will put these samples off to the side. And what was I supposed to do? Oh, now this is just for fun, because whenever I do this show, I like to make a list of what I'm going to talk about. I like it to be kind of organized, or kind of give me direction of which way I'm going, because I'm kind of forgetful and there's things I don't want to forget. So if I write it down, put it on a list. If I go to Costco, I like to make a list of all the things I'm going to buy. If I have things I have to do here when I come to the office, I like to have a list. And I really like to be able to cross everything off when I do something. So that's my question for you. Do you like to make lists, or are you just more of a spontaneous type of person? What do you like to do? Do you like to make lists? So when you go to the grocery store, you know exactly what you get? Or are you the type of person when you go to the grocery store, you just like to go around and look, and whatever looks good to you, you just grab that? So are you a list person or more of a spontaneous person? That's my question for you, just for fun. But I was thinking about it for myself. Lists are very, very important. One of the worst thing is, though, is often I will make a list and then I lose the list. Is that terrible or what? Like I spend all the time making it. So I have learned that either I make the list on the computer and I email it to myself, or if I have written it down, I will take a picture of the list, and so it's on my phone. So when I lose that piece of paper, if I have my phone with me, I'm all good. So I do my best, because that is a really frustrating thing. Like when I would take the time to make a list and then forget it or lose it, that would kind of drive me crazy. So I am a list person, and I've learned to make kind of double or triple lists so they don't get lost. All right, I'm supposed to show you what's going on here on the website. So we're looking at the doily again from 2024. Let's check that out. I'm going to move that on over. There we go. Okay, there you see doily number 4 on the website. Just two dies, I think. You just get 2 dies with this one. But it does do quite a lot. Again, I showed you those nice card ideas. And Maybe this doily is not your favorite, or maybe you do like it, but there are some other options down below, because there is, since there's doily 4, guess what? There's doily 1, doily 2, doily 3. And we're on doily 4, and I think there's a 5 and 6. Are they even on this page? No. But I think there are. I'm going to type in doily just for the heck of it. Why are not all of the doilies on this page? Let's see. There's a 5. 1, 2, 3. They see there's 5 plus a heart 1 there. So there you go. Doily 4, those are the one we're looking at today. And there it is. So you do have a good variety to choose from. Maybe there's a design just right for you. They look really nice on the front of cards. Here's the 2 dies you get. Exclusive, that measures about 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. Fits right on the front of an A2 card. I think we have seen all of these right here in studio. Oh, there's a different one. Just a note. You see, everyone has sentiments and some artwork with it. I really noticed that today. I was paying extra attention. And so that is a good combination. See, you can add your little critters to it, little phrase there. Really makes it look awesome. And then back to the beginning. All right, let me see what else we have going on here. After we do this, after I do the die cutting here, or I've done most of the die cutting actually, because it's a little intricate and it would take a little bit of time to get all the little chads out. But I have cut a few items, and I'm going to show you how they came out. Now we can kind of layer some of these things. That is the plan. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to switch over to my die cutting machine, and we'll check this out. Here we go. It's a little bit zoomed out, so let's scoot in a little bit. We have our 2 dies. So this die here is going to do the intricate part. This die will give us kind of the background shadow. You really need that background because you see all these little holes in the doily right here. All these little holes. You want to see the color coming through that's behind it. Now you could just use the color from your card, whatever your card base is, but it's kind of nice to have a different layer in there. So I'm going to show you how we can layer that a little bit. So let's go ahead and take this, and let's do, let's grab like a white color, and what else? Something different. That is gray. Oh, no, that's beige. Let's see what else. So we got our white there. Well, let's try a pattern paper just for fun, just to see how it comes out, because I don't think I've done any other pattern papers. And so let's give it a try. We can't get that. It's a little bit too crazy. Not that one. That was a Christmas paper pad I was looking at. And it's like all I'm grabbing is Christmas right now. We're not looking. Christmas is getting close, but we're not looking for Christmas here. Let's try this one and see how it looks. Can't be too busy because the doily's kind of got a lot going on too. Let's try this one and see what happens. So I'm not sure how this will turn out, but we're going to give it a try. So we're going to use that for the background underneath the doily and see if it looks good or not. We're going to do white on this. And we'll add that on there, and then we'll run this through. That will probably work. And I've got it doubled up, so we'll get an extra background there. Okay, that looks good. We just need our top cutting pad, which is underneath. We're going to layer that on top like that. I hope you can see what I'm doing okay. And I think I might be zoomed in a little bit too close. Let me zoom back out just a tad. Whoop, that's out. There we go. How about there? That looks good. All right, we're going to run that through our machine. And a lot of time with these intricate dies, you do want to go through twice the doily part, but just for the sake of time today, I think this will turn out okay without doing that. So let's go ahead and run that through and see what we have here. So this is the one that's going to have all your little pieces still in it. And some have come out already. Excuse me. I'm sorry. There are some extra pieces that still need to come out of that. So I have a little tool here that should help me get rid of most of those. Let me find that. And there's the pattern paper that we used. Good. And I ended up with an extra white background. Got that. Scoot this off to the side. And you see how the centerpiece comes out. So you can mix and match here. Maybe you want to do something different in the center. We're going to take, where's my little die? They call this a die brush or roller brush. And it just will kind of get all those little chads out of there for us a little bit quicker. It's kind of handy. You could use a pokey tool, but that would take quite a while. And some of these, sometimes they just flick out too. There's one that went out, and then this one kind of went out too. I know Stephanie does that a lot. So there's that piece ready. And then we got to get all these little chads out of this one as well. We'll just kind of go around and around and get rid of those. And by doing that, that really kind of opens up to bring out whatever colors we have underneath. And again, on right now, and I have cut a bunch of other examples. We're going to mix and match a few different ones. We've just got basic white powdered sugar here, and along with a pattern paper. Well, let me find a card base, which I did cut a couple card bases yesterday. And where did those go? No. Where are my card bases? I cut card bases yesterday just to have them ready for this. Nope. Does anybody see a card base on my table? Anywhere? Where did those card bases go? Oh, I found them. Oh, here's my other sample too. I didn't show you this one. This was on the website though. So again, the idea of you've got solids and you've added some sentiments on there and a little bit of artwork too. Great combination. So here we go. We've got a nice dark blue here, and we could layer this. Here we have the pattern on the background like that, and we can go just like that there. We can leave the center open, and we could also kind of layer this one in there too. So you have some different colors there. That looks really nice. I like that combination. Those stripes did look good under there. And let's see what else we can do. I'm going to move this machine out of the way for a bit. And I'll set it behind me. So there's that layering. Let's see. So I did a bunch of other ones too. Let's see what else we can come up with here. We're going to zoom in a little bit so you can see what's going on there. All right. So this was one of our card samples. Not mine. Somebody else did that one. Nice. And then I cut all these yesterday to give us a variety of different colors for us to work with. So let's see what we can do with some of these. We have a dark blue like that. Maybe I want to go yellow in behind. And we could go like that. We could go yellow. And now remember how I was talking about adding different sentiments to the front? Because you want it to be a little more decorated than just this, right? This looks nice and bright, these colors together. But let's see, it's kind of summery, and I have, so see when you add the sentiment, it really makes a big difference. So this looks nice, but here you add something a little extra, that looks good. Maybe you have a little character or something like this. You could add this up at the top. So when you start to add the pieces together, your card starts to come out really, really nice. So there's one example, kind of using some yellows there. Let's see, what else could we do? I did do some glitter. Let's see how this one worked. Now, I didn't get all the chads out of this one. It was a little challenging to work with. It would take more time to get them all out. Let's see, did I miss a couple here? Let's at least get these big pieces out here. So here I have a pokey tool. And paper piercer, I guess, is the real name for it. We can get those pieces out. Now, I'm going to leave most of the intricate ones in here, but we'll get a couple of the larger pieces out. Let's try this. And say we want to go on like a red and a gold there. That looks nice together. And we need a card base. What other card base could we use? It should stand out nice on this. So perhaps maybe I'll go red and gold there. Does that look gold? It does. It kind of looks greenish, huh? But this is gold. And what are we thinking? Maybe we're going Christmassy on this one. So we had this little extra Christmas tag around here that you could layer just like that. You could add your Christmas tag to the front. Maybe we want to go, let's go something even more green. There's this one. Now it still has the chads in it too, but same idea. And you could, if you want, you can even mix up the center. Maybe you want to add white in the center here. And it almost looks like a Christmas wreath behind there. So you could layer that if you like, and it just says Christmas wishes. But as you start to add, you can really make your card look nice. Just adding that extra, again, like some artwork, some sentiments, really makes a difference. Here I have some glittery colors here, and what are we going to do? Let's add this to this gray one. Let's see what I can add to that. So we've got pink. Let's add some white on there. This looks nice together. Now, how would it look with red on this center? Ooh, that looks kind of nice. There's a combination for you. And do I have any art? Oh, here's some nice little sentiment. You can add that right to, you could add that to the bottom. It says, one friend can change your whole life. And just layer it on there just like that. Add some little decorations up in the front. So you can see all these different colors, mix and match them. You have the options to do that. There's no right way or wrong way. You want it to kind of coordinate with whatever you're going to add to the top of the card. Remember, we had this one. This combination here was really nice with our little fairy and thankful. So you can do that, mix and match it. That is the Doily 4. Again, yesterday I ran a whole bunch of different colors. Give me some ideas what I could do, what I could create with this. We've got this nice idea. What else do we have? Let me show you these other ones again real quick. We had the foil idea. Wonder, it says. That looks nice. Happy everything. Happy everything. And you can see with the bow and some embellishments. A few different colors here. And then again, back to just a note. So lots you can do with this one. I hope you like that. If you have any of the doilies, they're just add a little extra to your card, a little extra decoration. And pretty basic, pretty simple to use. And you can see just how all the different combinations really work together easily. You can mix and match colors, pick out something you like that looks just right for the card that you're making. Alrighty, let's see what's going on over here in our chat. I'm going to switch over to my chat. And before I do that, let me get my machine back over here for our next round. Move all that stuff off to the side and get our machine. Whoa, it's getting messy. It's getting messy today. You can see we've been making some cards here. Scoot that out. We're going to do our crossword puzzle game here. So hang on. We're going to do that. And I need your help today. So you're going to help me in the chat. They put us on a timer. The time I think is unlimited, but we don't want it to take forever, right? So we don't want to be forever trying to do a crossword puzzle. So let's see how fast we can do it. If you see one of the questions, I'll read a few of them, but if you know the answer, you are going to add it in the comment section, okay? Make sure you do that. In the comment section, you're going to add the answer. So I'm going to share the screen with you where you can see all of the questions and you can see the crossword puzzle. So if you know like number 2 and it's down, just write 2 down and then write the answer in the chat. Okay, that will help me. And we'll see how fast we can do if we can get all of these. They will let you, if we're stuck, they'll let you reveal a letter or a word. So we can kind of cheat and get help, but I think by ourselves we can do it all. So let's give it a try. Let's give it a try. This is a mini crossword puzzle, so it doesn't have a ton of questions. I think it has like 10 or 12, so it's not crazy hard. They have different levels. I choose to stick on the mini because I do have some time constraints, and the big crossword puzzle each day, I get about maybe 20% of them right, or I can figure out about 20% of them. So basically my whole crossword puzzle is mostly blank. So we don't want to leave any blanks today. So let me share a screen here. Do we have any questions? We did have some lists, people. Great. I see. Oh, let's go back to that real quick. I forgot to check for your answers here. Let's see. So Deborah says absolutely for lists. Let's see. Damari says both. Deborah says lists, absolutely. Sharon says, oh, yeah, hi. We're glad you're here, Sharon. Amanda says lists. Janet says I have to make a list. Yes. Sylvie says, yeah, she makes lists, works better at her age. Alfie says, I add things to lists so I can cross them off. I love lists. Yeah, I like that too, to be able to cross things off. It makes you feel like you accomplished something. Bonnie says she has lists on her phone. That's good. That I check off as I purchase. Good. Deborah says she makes a list, but if I see something I want, I buy it. That's good. That's a good combo. I make lists on an app, says Sharon, that she has on her phone. And Karen says, I make lists for shopping. Otherwise, I won't remember everything. Yeah, I would go to the store and know there was one really important thing to buy. And if I didn't have my list, I might not have it. I might not get it. And Deb says, yep, she makes a shopping list for everything, for monthly bills, cross off as they're paid. Good. And Gloria says she puts her list on the fridge. Awesome. I figured you guys were list people, but I thought I would ask just for fun. Because you know what? God made us all different. So some people don't need lists. They can remember everything, or if they forget what was really important, they just don't care too. It doesn't bother them. So either way, it's good. Let's see. Well, we want to get rid of that. We're going to do our game. Here we go. Mini crossword. I'm going to share that with you guys so you can see it. And let me find that share. Here we go. All right. And I'm going to start the game, and the timer is going to start. Oh, I thought it was ready to go. Hopefully there's no commercials. Let's see. Yep, it's ready to go. All right, we're at 0. So you see the questions, right? You can see the questions, and the questions are there for the across and then down. So if you know one of them, let me know, because I don't think I know them all. Here we go. 1 across, Canadian rock band. See, I'm stuck already. 5 across, Donald Trump's running mate. 5 letters. I said that's Vance. So add in the chat if you know any of these. You can read them on your own and tell me the number. The great, so number 6 across is say aloud. Say aloud. 7, the great blank. 8 across, where children push their vegetables. 9, withhold. 9 across. So if you know any of those, let me know, because I'm getting stumped already. 7 down is pad, says Alfie. Okay, great. We've got one. Let me figure that out. Where is that pad? 7 down is pad. Whoops. This always happens. I always add them to the A, D, pad. There we go. So that means 7 across starts with a P. The great 8, where children push their vegetables. 9 across, withhold. Starts with a D. Anybody else got any of these? Let me see if I can make this page a little bit smaller. There we go. Let's see. So JD Vance, Don Young says, shout. Great. 6. Is that 6 across? Shout. Ooh, that's going to be tricky. How could that be shout? Say aloud is shout, because if 5 across is Vance, I don't think that's going to fit. 3 down is seen. All right. Sequence of continuous movies. Good. Thank you. Who got that one? Sharon. Thank you. That's a good one. And I think it could still be shout, but then maybe Vance is not right. Mike Pence. Pence. Maybe that's Pence. No, that would still not work either. 4 down is her. Okay, great. Who got that one? Janet. The great panda for 7 across. Ooh, can't be panda because, Michelle, because it ends with an N. 6 across may be orate. Aerate. 4 down is heard. Do we got any other ones? Are we going to get stuck? 6 across is speak. No, because it's got the E and the R at the end. I think this is wrong. Can Vance be wrong? Donald Trump's running mate, Mike Pence. You think it's Pence, you guys? That would still P-E-N. There's still that N there. I don't know. Sorry, 8 is a side, Don says. 8 is a side. Let's look. 8. The great aside? What's that little dollar sign at the end? Oh, aside, the great asides. We're stumped, huh? 8 across. So you guys say it's a side. Okay, I'm going to put that in. We have 2 votes for that. Dawn and Rochelle both said aside. So we're going to try it. I have never heard of that, so I'm trusting you guys. What would 5 down be? 9 is data. Withhold. Data. Oh, push their vegetables aside. I get it. Thank you, guys. Now I get it. I was reading the wrong one. 7 across is the great. So 9 across, our guess was data, right, Tracy? Okay, we're going to try data. Does that help us at all? 5 down is 5 down. Where is 5 down? Heartbeat. Heart's beat. 1 across is rush. Okay, good one. Oh, I can't believe I didn't think of that one. Who got that? Who said rush? Alfie, you're awesome. Thanks. Who else? 7 across is plane. The Great Plain. Oh, thank you. See, sometimes they're so easy, but if your brain gets stuck. 1 more. 6 across. Anybody know? Did we get a 6 across? Anybody? No, 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 no. 2 down. Not picked up. Oh, I think this is tidy. So that means this is a Y. I'm going to take this one out. Withhold. Duty. Six across, say aloud. I don't know, you guys. I think we're still wrong. 6 across is, or is it aerate? No. Water? No. Orate? No. 6 across. We're stuck. I think we've got something wrong. I think we have something wrong. Something is not making sense. Okay, we're going to cheat because this is taking way too long. So we're going to try to get some help here. We're going to try to get some help. So we're going to reveal this letter because I can't figure it out. U. We're going to have to cheat again. Utter. You are close, but at least one word is filled incorrectly. Keep trying. Anybody else? Utter. That was good. Thank you, Sharon. We're still getting one wrong. Is it the duty word wrong? Because that was the one I guessed. Duty. One is wrong. Utter, plain, aside. Pence. Thank you. It should have been Pence, huh? Pence, Vance. Good. Then this would be pulse. And this would be, we're still wrong. Retain, deny. That was painful. That was painful. See, now if you guys would not have been helping me today, I would have never got all of those. See, I just had Vance stuck in my mind, but I thought it could be Pence, but then I forgot to go back to that. So review the answers. There we go. Rush, Pence, utter, plain, aside, deny, her, seen, untidy, retain, pulse, pad. Well, we did it, but what was it like? 6 minutes, and we needed a little bit of help. We needed a little bit of help, but thank you for your help. Thank you for your help. We tried. We tried. We've done better, and we have done worse too. There were times that we did not finish this crossword puzzle at all. I think we tried to do it without getting the reveal letters help, but all by myself. You and I can, yes. Sure. All right, let's get rolling on. Let me get rid of that screen. I'm going to remove that. We're back. Round 2. We are moving on to our next item. Now, this one does. Some of these samples have a sneak peek on it, but this one is actually an old item. Okay, so a couple of the samples I am going to show you do not have anything new on them, but there are a couple, and I'm not going to point it out. So it's going to be up to you when you see the card samples to see if you can see a sneak peek. Let me go ahead and add that. This is called Tom Turkey. Tom Turkey folded from, is it October? October of 2020. Ooh, I can't read that. Is it 2021? Let's see. 2022, right? I have it on my cheat sheet here. October of 2022. So about 3 years ago. About 3 years ago on this one. Okay, you get a bunch of dies. Let's look at it on the website first. And then I'll show you the card samples, which do have a couple sneak peeks on it. Let's go ahead and switch over to that. And that's the doily still. We don't want to look at that. Tom Turkey there. It's an A2 shape card. So it makes a folded card. What else can you do with this? You can look down in the description. It creates an A2 size turkey, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. You can make a card just out of that, or you can also use it for felt craft projects, for banners, for scrapbook pages, a teacher's bulletin board. Maybe you want to just decorate a calendar or something like that. It all works for that. Okay, it all works for that. Weblin Bland, the email address is, for if you need help placing an order, info@thestampsoflife.com. info@thestampsoflife.com. That will get you to Faylene. So if you need help with an order, you can get her there. Okay, it has 9 dies. Again, from 2022, this will fit in any size machine that is 6 inches or larger. Again, it makes a folded card, or you can decorate with this too. So you have 2 different options. Then we have the card samples here. Let's go. There's all the dies you get. And you can paper piece with this one. That's how you're going to get some of the different colors, by using different colors of paper. You can cut it multiple times and get all the different colors for your Tom Turkey. There, that was an idea where, so do you see this here is, it's been added to a fence. Here, the folded's been added to the front of an A2 card. Here it is, just as a card by itself. So you have all these different ways you can use it by itself. By itself with some felt. Here's a fun idea. On a banner. So you see how there's all these different ways that you can use this one. Now here we go. I'm going to show you the card samples I have. Oh, I forgot to tell you there are some new things on the website too. We'll come back to that at the end today. So let's switch back to me. I'm going to show you the samples that go with this one. And again, there are some sneak peeks on this, so be careful. I'm going to mix them up. And we'll see if you can discover any sneak peeks here. So this kind of makes our episode a little more fun today. We have some sneak peeks, which I don't usually have, but today I figured out some ways to do these things. Now the sneak peek on this one will be coming for sale, I assume sometime. I have not seen it on the release schedule yet. So when it's going to be will even be kind of a surprise to me. So we'll have to wait, but it will be coming out. So let's get that ready. And my little display table. Where did that go? Boop, 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 boop. Oh, here we go. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to show you some of the card ideas here. And let's get a little bit closer. So here it is just as an A2 card by itself, a fold it. And you can see the opening can be at the top, gobble till you wobble, or it can be on the side. It's up to you. Here we have lots of pretty colors. And it's layered real nice. It is using, look inside here, you guys. I always think this is important. See how there's a little extra depth there on each of these layers? It's layered by using the adhesive foam. So you can just barely see the little squares under there. That just adds some depth to the card and makes it really exciting. So you want to make your cards a little more interesting. If you like flat cards, great. But if you want to add a little depth, interest to your cards, use the foam adhesive sheets. Those work really good. Here's one that says feathers and fun. Thanksgiving has begun. Okay, that's a folded on the top. But what did it say inside? Turkey time is family time. Happy Thanksgiving. And then I'm thankful for you. And again, all these are folded on the top and it's layered a little bit there. And then our last one has some nice pretty colors. I'm thankful for you. So different ways you can use this die set as a thank you card, as like a Thanksgiving invitation, all kinds of different ways. So that is the card samples I have there. Now there was a sneak peek on there coming soon. Now we have looked at our card samples. Ooh, I wanted to mention before we die cut with this, these items that are on the Stamps of Life website. They came out on, you may have seen them already, but I wanted to make sure you did. I should have done this in the first segment. Before we work with the turkey, let me show you these things. They are on the website. This one's starting to get low. So if you want it, you might want to get your order in soon. But the other one is good. So this is the first one. This is the, getting a little off base here, but I forgot these items at the beginning. This is the book, Fold It. That's on the website right now. And it makes an A2 size card. And it is fun. It's got the little wormy guy in there and a little tab for your bookmark. And I do have a couple samples with this one. Keep turning the page, it says. There is a sample of the book there. And I have one more. So these are on the website currently, okay? Again, we're a little bit out of order. And here's another book sample. I saw somebody said they would use a little, make a like a Bible out of it. That was a great idea. So you can decorate just like you have a book cover on there. So that is the book, open book, fold it die set. Then we have this other one called Funky Alphabet. This is on the website too. And again, these items just came out on the 7th, which was Saturday night. Now look, it has 3 dies. There will be one on the back, plus this extra one. 3 dies in this set, okay? 3 big die plates. So you're going to run it through. You're going to get all these letters. You can mix and match. It's called Funky Alphabet. You have all that, and then I do have a couple card samples with it. This one says, hello, my. And there you can see the dies that created those letters. You have the layer, you've got a color behind it, and then some pattern paper. It says, hello, my friend. Doesn't that look nice inside? There's one idea. And you can also layer it this way. So kind of with a white and behind it says happy, and you've got your little kitty cat there. Birthday, it says down at the bottom. So that is the Funky Alphabet. That's on the website as well too. Just wanted to mention those to you. The book is getting a little bit low, okay? The alphabet you'd be okay on, but the book is getting a little bit low. So if you think you like that one, and I know a lot of you did like that because it kind of coordinates with the In My Book items. So we have that on the website. All right, let's keep moving on. I showed you those card samples, and let me go ahead and get my die set. We're just going to use the main mostly just the main 2 big dies here. And let's grab those. I've got the large, kind of the out one. This is going to make the base of the card. And let's go ahead and get, this will make the inside, and there's a face and all that good stuff. So here's the two dies basically I'm going to be using, and I will move this back over to our die cutting table. There we are. And I have those there. We need to make the base of our card, and since they fold it, we need to, let me make sure this matches. Yep, that should match on there. Good, great. So this is a little bit thinner cardstock, not our normal, something somebody sent us in the packing. So it's really not that sturdy. You want to use a little bit thicker cardstock for your base. All the Stamps of Life ones are great. Again, this is kind of just like some scratch paper that I have around here, cardstock that I'm using. So with they fold it, if you're new to fold it's, the key is your fold has to go over the edge of the cardstock. So that's where the fold is, right here. Now remember last week I cut this and I did something like I cut it this way or something. And nope, there's no fold there, so it's not going to work. It has to be over on the fold. You could do it like that if you wanted, where you go off with the edge. That would be a side fold. Or you can have the top fold. We're going to do top. So this is making the base of our card. And we're going to run that through. You're going to see it looks a little bit weird when we first do this. So we're going to run this through here. And we're going to get our base out of there. All right, there is the die cut we've created. Card base. Now you can see it's got that straight line, remember, at the top, because we cut over the fold. So that obviously doesn't look right. We got to fix that. Our turkey can't be straight at the top. So I ran the same die through the machine again, but this time we did not do any fold at the top. No fold. All right, so now I've got this that I can take and I can layer it on top. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll get some adhesive here. And we'll run that on there. And this will get the base of our card ready. We're going to go ahead and layer that on top. Now our card is looking pretty good. All right, we're off to a good start. There's our fold, and you can see how it opens up like that, right? Opens up just like that. Now I had cut some of these items ahead of time to save us a bit of time. And so we kind of have gray there going for our turkey, but maybe we want his body to be, let's see, this is let's go something darker, and then we'll use some light. So we'll start off the main part of his body. We'll go ahead and trim this. Now you see how kind of paper pieces, you have all these little spots where you can mix and match your colors if you trim this down. So it's up to you, your choices. Here is a bunch of different colors that I did yesterday. So I wanted to mix and match. I didn't want my turkey just to be, excuse me, one color. So I'm thinking more like, let me see if I had a good sample there. Where did that go? So if I want to get some, no, I don't think, did I show you these ones? Yeah. So if I want to get a few different colors on there, so you see how he's got some different color hat and different color wings, you're going to want to start off with different layers of this. So let's see, we're going to start off with darker right here. And I'll just cut out his body. And we'll use that part. We'll leave the hat how it is for right now and see what we want to do there. I'm just cutting on these little Chad things here. Oops, and I think his head's going to pop off there. So let's go ahead and do that. Just about got his body. I'm a little bit slower at this just because I don't want to chop it all up, but I'm sure you guys are a little bit better at this than I am. I don't always paper piece like this, but I thought it'd be kind of fun to do this so you can see how it works if you want to get some of those different colors on there. We've got that, and he's kind of holding together there a little bit. There we are. All right, so say we want a dark body. Let's go for that dark body there. And we want to have, we're going to go ahead and switch over. Let's switch over to the light wings. That will look fun. And we could layer his body on top of there. What do we want to do? So we've got that. Let's go ahead and get his little wings here, and we can switch those out too. So we're going to, I'm just giving you a few different colors. Again, you could pick just one or two colors if you like, or if you want to do multiple colors for your layers like I'm doing, you can do that as well. It's up to you, designer choice. And you could shade some of this cardstock to give it a little bit of interesting look as well. If you like to do that, it's all up to you. You could do a crazy rainbow turkey or Christmassy colored turkey, or I don't know, you could do whatever you want. It's up to you. You're the artist. You get to decide what you want to do with your card. I'm just trying to give you some ideas here on how we can work this out. So I believe this one will go on this side, match these up. All right, let's get our adhesive again. We'll kind of piece this guy together. Will that stay balanced there? This is not the ideal work spot to be working like this, balancing on some cutting pads, but we can do it. We can do it. So here's his body, and now I want to get some brown there on the wings. This is a lighter. I think this is twig, and this is chocolate. I got that. Good. And we're going to go ahead and add this on here. Now the same thing with the wings. If I wanted to add different colors to his wings, you could definitely do that. And we're going to add this to his body. There we go. It's coming along. We'll leave his face just how it is for now. And I think I cut out some hats yesterday. Let me see if I can find those. Ooh, no, that won't work. What else did I do? Oh, let's see. Oh, here we go. So I did cut out a couple of pieces here yesterday. Where'd it go? No, I don't see it. Nope. I had a hat, and now it's missing. Where'd that hat go? Where did that hat go? Well, we can recut a hat today. Why not? What color did I use yesterday? Because my hat is missing today. I'm going to look one more time around. No. Would that work? Oh, yeah, we could just use this hat on. So yesterday I cut this out, and this is kind of like a pearl paper. Let's go ahead and cut this out. We'll just use this hat for today. Trim that there. And that's ready. And we don't want his face to be the same color, so let's go ahead and trim that off. Sorry, this is a little slow. And we're going to cut right there. All right, got it. And this needs a little adhesive on it. That one. Whoops. We're going to go ahead and add his hat there. So you get the point. You see how I'm decorating and adding it. We've already changed the color of his body with the chocolate. We used twigs for his wings. We've given him a black hat. There is a die that will create the face, and you could add little eyes there. Googly eyes would even be fun, right? You could add those there. And of course, you can decorate the wings. Let's go ahead and add this to the front of the card. And we're going to do that. And then let's add that right to the top. So there you have a good start to our Tom Turkey card. I've brought it to this level, but you can see the direction that we're heading. Lots of fun here. You can get as colorful as you want. And again, to give you some of the ideas, you have the little pieces that will work for the sides here that will decorate the sides. So those are dies that are available in the die set. Let me see if I can find them. Oh yeah, here they are. Here's the other dies. So that will add the little decoration if you like some color to his wings. You can use those little stripes. There's the hat there and little buckles so you can decorate. You see how they've made the hat real cute on that one. Here's another sample. Again, similar to what I have, it looks like they have shaded, the artist has, and they've decorated and gone a little bit crazy. So you have basic, getting more advanced, and then super cute. All those are available with the turkey folded. All right, Thanksgiving will be here soon. I know we got to think about, what do we have first? We have Halloween, and then we have, I don't know, is it Halloween, and then Thanksgiving, and then Christmas, and then will be New Year. 26 will be here. Wow. Let's just enjoy the time we have now, right? We have fall season coming up. We have all these great fall holidays. I always love Thanksgiving. A fun time to get together, and you don't have to give gifts or worry about extra stuff. You just hang out and eat a lot of food, and that's fun, and give thanks, right? We have a lot to be thankful for. I hope all of you feel that way. And thinking of that, things we can celebrate or things that we enjoy. We did our game, but there are some fun days of the year. So if you need something to celebrate, I was looking at the days, and there are actually a couple good ones today. Let me go find this real quick. If you need something to celebrate, let me show you these. There's something for everybody. Well, almost everybody. Let me share this page with you here real quick. I'm going to get rid of that one. And we're going to share again. I'm going to share a page with you. So if you're looking for something to celebrate today, here's some good things for you, I think, because they sound interesting to me. Today is National Teddy Bear Day. National Teddy Bear Day. So if you need something to celebrate, grab a teddy bear and you can celebrate. And then National Wiener Schnitzel Day. Now, I don't know if you guys have this, but out here in California, they have a company called Der Wiener Schnitzel. So I think of hot dogs. They make hot dogs mostly. They have added a lot of things to their menus, but it says, make your own deceptively simple Wiener Schnitzel out of pork or veal. So this is not what I imagined. I was imagining hot dogs, chili dogs. Has anybody ever had a Wiener Schnitzel or made it themselves? Because apparently this is a dish that dates back centuries. Let's check this out real quick. Wiener Schnitzel is a delicious treat that is much beloved by Austria. Okay, from Europe. Served as the backbone of many a native's childhood diet. There you go. Wiener Schnitzel celebrates this meal. And how do you celebrate it? There's some fun facts about Wiener Schnitzel. Okay, we're going to learn some. Wiener Schnitzel is tenderized through the use of pounding on it to make it thinner and more comfortable to eat. It's just pork, but you have to pound on it. Is that right? An American fast food, see here, this is one I know, food named Wiener Schnitzel was founded in 1961. Originally, it was called Der Wiener Schnitzel. Now it's just Wiener Schnitzel. 1961, so that's what I'm used to. They're located in at least 10 states and also Guam. In Finland, Wiener Schnitzel is called Wienerlaika. It's always made of pork. It became particularly popular toward the end of World War II. It was served with mashed potatoes or French fries. Garnishes, just things you can have. You could have a simple lemon wedge, from parsley to potatoes, from anchovy slices to capers and horseradish. So there you go. Some fun facts about make Wiener Schnitzel at home, celebrate. So here is what you need. Flour, kosher salt, eggs, heavy cream, breadcrumbs, pound of round, I think that's beef, right? Or half pound pepper, salt, safflower oil, butter, lemon wedges, parsley. There you go. And I suppose it gives you the just directions down there. It almost sounds like it's kind of like a omelette-y potato thing. Has anybody ever had it? Wiener is pork meat. Okay, schnitzel is thinly pounded. Okay, Alfie knows what it is. It is delicious. All right, it says 2340. Never heard of it, says Sylvia. Well, if you go on the, what page are we looking at here? If you want this recipe, oh, I lost the page now. Where is it? It is on Days of the Year. Go to daysoftheyear.com. And you will see it's time to celebrate Wiener Schnitzel Day. And there's International Sudoku Day. Does anybody play Sudoku? Is that how you say it? I have not done that. I was reading the instructions for it. It sounds pretty interesting, a little challenging. And then I guess since it's National Teddy Bear Day, the Care Bears are going to try to get some money out of you. And it's Care Bear Share Your Care Day. So I think you're supposed to act like a Care Bear, and they probably want you to buy some Care Bears, right? And then this one is really scary. Wonderful Weirdos Day. And I hope none of you want to celebrate that one, but if you do, you can. What does it say? Wonderful Weirdos Day. Dress weird, listen to weird music, watch weird movies, and eat weird food to break through the monotony of life and bring some color and fun to your day. So there we go. I guess it's not, you don't really have to get dressed up like that, but you could listen to some weird music. You could watch a weird movie. You could watch Take Two Tuesday if you want. That's kind of weird. Eat weird food to break through the monotony of life. Bring some color and fun to your day. Yeah, you can't go wrong with that, right? So I guess if you were having a Wiener Schnitzel, that would be kind of a weird thing, right? I mean, if we've never had it, it seems weird. But there's some options for you to celebrate if you need something to celebrate today. If you need the recipe to how to make a Wiener Schnitzel, that's available on this website too. So it's kind of a fun site. Days of the Year. Each day they give you the things that you can celebrate. A lot of them you can tell that it's just some company that is sponsoring the day so they can advertise their whatever they're selling. They don't really care about us or about celebrating it. But anyhow, if you want to check it out, there are some weird things on here that people celebrate, but there's probably something for you and something for me that we all like. We all have different tastes, correct? Let me get rid of this one. All right, we are going to wrap it up here. We're going to do our Bible verse today. We're in James chapter 5. That's in the New Testament. So if you have a Bible, you want to go way to the right, way to the back. James is getting close. If you get to Revelation, then you have passed James. But James was the brother of Jesus. He was Jesus' brother. And actually, when Jesus was alive, it seems that neither James nor his brother, nobody in his family believed in him, except perhaps his mom. The brothers and sisters didn't believe in Jesus. So that's interesting to think of, right? But here, by this time, I don't know the time frame, but I'm guessing it's maybe 20, 40 years later after Jesus had died. It seems like James has come around. He's part of the church, and so he did write this part of the Bible. Let me fix this here, and I will get our verse for us. There's a lot of good stuff in this. One verse, but it really speaks to us a lot. And let me go ahead and grab that. James chapter 5, verse 16. This is our good news segment, okay? And it says, confess your trespasses to one another and pray for one another that you may be healed. The effective, fervent prayer of a righteous man avails much. And when it says like that, righteous man, it can be man or woman. So it's a person. Think of that. A righteous person avails much. So right there at the beginning, it tells us that we are to confess our trespasses. Now, what is a trespass? Trespass is kind of like sin. When we miss what God really wanted for us, but we do it on purpose. Trespassing is kind of like when we know there's something we shouldn't do, but we decide we're going to do it anyway. Or vice versa. Maybe there's something we know we shouldn't do and we do it. So however you look at it, there's something we should do and we don't do it. and then there's something we shouldn't do and we do it, but it's like on purpose. Some of our sin, our mistakes, our failures, we can sometimes just fall into them, or we get caught up into it somehow. But this is when we willfully choose to sin against God. That's what trespass is. Now, so we know the difference between right and wrong. We choose to do it anyway. It's up to us. What does it say? We are to confess our trespasses. Now, first, I think we should confess to God. I think that's really important. And when we confess, it means that we are to get into agreement with God. Whatever God's stance is on the issue, we're to say, you know what, God, I'm out of line here. I want to get in agreement with you. So that's what we're doing. We're agreeing. We have to make a change. We have to do something different. But here it says that we are to confess our trespasses to one another. And I think there's some good points about that. It's really important that in life, sometimes we have, we all have issues and things that we deal with that are kind of challenging for us. And I think some of the time we keep it to ourselves. Like, I know I do that often. Maybe I have some troubles or some things in life that I'm not doing that good at. And my idea is just to keep it to myself. Oh, I'll deal with it, or I can handle it, or I don't need help, or I don't want to bother anybody. But here it says we're to confess. And so when we have this part in our life that is challenging for us, we need to fix it. We need to change it. One of the things we can do is confess it to somebody else. Now, I don't think we should just go out and, whatever our failures are, we shouldn't just blab it to the whole world or talk about it all the time or make a big deal out of it. Maybe there's one or two people that you can kind of confide in and you can share with. And as you're doing that, you're saying to them, hey, I want to be held accountable for this. I'm trying to change this area of my life, or I'm trying to do things different. And I want you to know about it. So if you see me failing in this area, you can help me out. Or maybe you can give me some advice, some wisdom that maybe you've dealt with this problem, whoever it is you're talking with. So you want to find that one person you can share with, but you want to be sure it's somebody you can trust too, because you probably want to keep it kind of confidential between just you and them. You don't want somebody who gossip or goes and talks about you maybe to everybody else. So find that one person or two people maybe that you can count on and that you can trust. And I think vice versa too. We should be open to that too. Sometimes people might share some things with us that are difficult for us to hear about them, but it's really important that we take the time to listen to each other and care for one another and have concerns for each other's problems. And then as it's going to lead us later on in the verse, that we'd be praying for each other. That's really important. And it's nice to know when somebody is praying for you. So we're to confess. That's the first thing. Let's go back to our verse. Back to our verse here, and I'll bring that up again. So we talked about confessing. We talked about trespasses. And then it says right next, we are to pray for one another. So when we pray for each other, we're tapping into the power of God. And when we pray, we're unleashing God's power to help us overcome our sin, our trespasses. It's giving us the power to make those changes that we need to make in our lives. So it's real important that we pray for each other. And as multiple people are praying for you, or we're praying for other people, there's real power in there. And we can see God work in people's lives. But remember, the Bible says that sometimes you don't get or have the things that you want because you don't ask for them. And it's not just talking about material things or stuff, but if you want to make a change in your life or do something different, one of the best things you can do is talk to God about it. And when you have other people bringing you to prayer, bringing you by prayer to God, God will work through that. God wants to answer our prayers and our work in our lives, but sometimes we just need to ask. I think that's real key. One of the things that we do is ask. And then you see next that it says that you might be healed. Now, in this situation, I think the healing is talking about like a spiritual healing because we're out of alignment with God. So I think it's the context is talking about, hey, we're going to be healed from our sin, from our trespasses. So I think we have to keep that in context, but also know that when we pray for each other, for each other's health or well-being or needs, God hears those prayers too. So maybe in context, it's not, healing in the physical way or the like our bodies or we need something, but it's talking about kind of a spiritual healing. But I want you to know that God hears the prayers of all those things. God wants to heal you physically, mentally, emotional, spiritually. He wants to provide for your needs. He wants to work in your life, whatever way you need to be healed. We all have areas in our lives that we need to get better or do better at. So know that here, I think it is kind of a spiritual healing, but God wants to work in all those ways. Let's go back to our verse. Then it says, as we get to the end, a righteous man, a righteous person. Well, how are you made righteous? It's not because it means we're right and because we've confessed to God and we're wanting to get in agreement with God and we're teaming up with God. That makes us right with God. We're placing our trust in him, asking him to work in our lives. That makes us right with God. What do? We just simply believe in him and trust him and ask him for help. And we agree, God, I'm with you on this. That's what makes us righteous. Remember, it's not because we've done a bunch of good things or we've fixed our lives or anything, but it's the fact that, hey, we're going to be connected to God. We're going to be in fellowship with him. And there is power in that when we are right with God, when we're made righteous people. Now, lastly, it says that we want to have effective and fervent prayers. Now, what does that mean? So we're praying for each other. We're praying about ourselves. We're talking to God about this situation that we want to be healed of, this change we want to make in our lives. But it says fervent prayer, and that means to be passionate about it. Be passionate about your prayers. Pray like you really mean it. Pray like it's really important. Pray like it matters to you. That's going to make a difference in your life or somebody else's life. So what is it saying? We should have fervent prayer. You know, sometimes I battle with that. Like I'll say I'll pray for somebody, and often I do. But it's not like God really working these people's life. Like I pray and I ask, and I think that's okay. But here it says the righteous person, the person who's really connected with God, will have some passion and will pray with fervency. And so I think we want to do that. See right there again, if you want your prayers to be effective, you're right with God, but then it says your prayer should be fervent, should have some passion in it. It's really important to you. It's a passion of your life. It's a passion that you see other people healed and that you want God to work in their lives. And you want that for yourselves too. Let's not become lackadaisical. And like I was talking about how sometimes I just pray and maybe I get through in a routine and I'm talking to God, but my mind is wandering or, I have thoughts about other stuff. So maybe I just have to get off into that space where I'm by myself and there's no distractions. There's no phone or TV or television. Maybe I have to get out of my house or go to a certain part of my house where it's quiet. Maybe I have to go by myself or drive in the car or a walk by the beach or in a park or whatever you have to do to get to that place where you can really connect to God and you can pray with fervency like you really mean it. And we can pray just one time about something, but we can keep praying and keep asking God too to work in our lives until we see something happen. And that's kind of like the prayer where we have endurance. We don't quit or give up. Maybe we don't necessarily see that change in our own lives that we had hoped for, or we don't see that prayer answered right away. But unless God tells us no about something, which if we're trying to fix or correct something in our lives, I don't think he's going to tell us that. But maybe it's a matter of just praying and keep asking and keep seeking and keep knocking. The Bible tells us we don't quit. We don't give up. We pray like we mean it. We're not just going through the motions. We're not going to be lackadaisical. We're speaking to God, the God of the universe, God who created you and me, the God who loves us. And to think that he wants to hear from us. And even better, that when we're in relationship with Jesus Christ as our Lord and Savior, that means we have access to God the Father. And he wants to work in your life and my life and the people around us that we care about. And all things are possible with God. Why not ask him for just amazing things to do in our lives as well as the people around us? And we want to do that again with a fervent prayer, with some passion, because it's important to us. And we believe and trust that the Lord will work in our lives, right? All right, that is it. James chapter 5, verse 16. Another one I think you could highlight or maybe write on a little postcard and think about. And we kind of broke it down into a few different subjects for each of those. And I hope that will help you. I was thinking about it for myself, and that really got me that I need to pray like that more. Like things are important to me. I need to be a little more fervent and passionate in my own prayers. Maybe you feel like that too. So that would be a good change for all of us to do if we're kind of lacking in that area. Ask God even to help us to pray and to show us what to pray about. And then when we pray, we always want to kind of say, and whatever you want, God, we want your will to be done. We're asking for these things, but if you have something better or something different in mind, we're going to trust that your will be done. You can always end all your prayers like that. That's a good way to do that. All right, we are going to wrap it up. I hope you had fun today. And let's see what else. Join us Thursday for Stephanie's Crafting Corner. That will be coming up. We'll have a good time on Thursday night. We'll be on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and all that good stuff. Have a wonderful day. Thanks again for joining me. We did a lot here. Trying to think what else. I think I got it all in. There was a couple things I forgot, but I brought those back around. So I think we're all caught up. All right. So I won't keep blabbing on. Have a wonderful day. God bless all of you. And then I'll see you next Tuesday here. But before that, I'll see you Thursday, Stephanie's Crafting Corner. All right. Take care. I will see you all soon. Have a happy Tuesday. Bye now.